Here first boxing, we in the house. Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, The Zone. How you say it?
Wintrust.
Wintrust Arena. I mean, it's a beautiful arena.
Beautiful
right
arena,
here.
isn't
They working up, man. They starting up.
The Zone's first production, as you can see. I like to spend their money, you know, and it's exciting. You know, it's exciting to kick it off. 3 World Championship fights, big heavyweight fight, welterweight World Championship eliminator as well. Plenty of bang for your buck, and that's what it's all about. You know, I feel like everyone will come in here tomorrow night, everyone will tune in on The Zone and get value for money, and that's what we want to deliver.
Your third fight in America, your third event. Because everybody's saying their first, I'm like, nah, man. This is their third event.
First The Zone.
The Zone, the first premiere on with a boxing event, The Zone. I mean, you got Adamek and Big Bay Miller. You just seen the weigh-in. You seeing? I mean, this guy came in what, 310?
Massive. I mean,
massive.
He's the biggest. He must be the biggest heavyweight in the sport. And to be top 10 in the world, which he's unquestionably, at that weight and size, if he's got a good chin, which I get the feeling he has, he's going to be tough to beat because he's got a great engine. People don't realise that about Jarrell Miller. You'd think that he'll gas after 3 or 4 rounds. He doesn't. He's got a great engine. I'm not sure he's the biggest puncher in the world. I don't think he is. But when he's leaning on you and he's slobbering on you, you're going to get tired. And that's the danger for Adamek in the fight. Because Adamek will use his speed. And I think for 1 or 2 rounds, he's going to get a little bit of success. But he's going to get walked down, you know, roughed up on the inside, thrown around like a rag doll. And it's going to be very difficult for him to survive those championship rounds. In fact, what surprised me the most was that this fight was contracted for 10 or 12 rounds. And because of how many fights we've got on the card, I wanted 10.
Of course.
So I spoke to Miller, and of course, being Miller, he went, yeah, 10's fine with me. And I spoke to Adamek, he went, no way, it has to be 12. I'm like, you know, like, so what does that tell you? That tells you that, like, he ain't getting paid for the extra rounds. So he wanted 12. He wanted this to be a championship fight. He wanted to have 12 rounds to try and beat Jarrell Miller. So I respect that, and he's trained very, very hard. He's not the fighter he once was, but he's still a good fighter, and he's coming off a couple of decent wins. But ultimately, I think Miller will be too big and too strong for him tomorrow night.
I say like this. I'm a Brooklyn man, as you know.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to be 2 times in the gym with Big Bay Miller on the sparring. When he was sparring, he had 5 guys, 2 cruiserweights, 3 heavyweights. I want to say like this, he did 14 and 15 rounds.
Unbelievable, I know.
And I want to say like this, I'm standing there, I'm like, this guy is easy 300 pounds. You know, I thought maybe 280. I thought he was trying to go down the weight, but nah. He's just holding up that weight. But he was knocking cats out in the ring and sparring with the headgears on. He was knocking out guys where I was like, yo,
he's a nightmare because he's going to walk you down and you have to stand and fight with him. And when you've got someone who's that heavy, like, you've got to be able to hit very, very hard. Like, Joshua's going to hit him with speed and power. But if he's got a great chin, and he gets to 7 or 8 and 9 rounds and he's continuously walking you down, he's going to be tough to beat, Miller. And he's a character. He's good for the sport of boxing.
That's what Tony Bella was just saying right now. Main event, Vargas Delorme.
Yeah,
right
great
there.
fight.
They just went off at the weigh-in.
Because
right
you know what it is, and you see in Delorme's face,
Yes.
this is everything to him, everything. He's got this golden opportunity out of nowhere. The winner will go on and fight Sean Porter. He's thinking, I can't believe this. I've just got to beat Jesse Vargas. And Vargas, there's a lot of pressure on him. You know, come over, sign to the Zone. He needs to get this world title shot as well. I think it'll be an absolute war. I really do. I think it'll be a brilliant fight. Mexico against Puerto Rico. And listen, so will Beterbiev against Callum Johnson. I mean, Beterbiev, I'm not actually sure he's human. You know, like, I just saw him on the scales.
I thought his name's Beterbiev.
His name is Beterbiev, but I call him Beterbiev. Like, it's a British thing. But like, if you look at him, he's carved out of stone. And you imagine where he's come from in Chechnya. I mean, like, this is a very, very tough individual. But Callum Johnson can really punch. And he will stand and trade. Unfortunately, like, that's not a great thing to do against Beterbiev, but he won't freeze. He will let his hands go. And I'm not sure it's going to go long, that fight. But it's going to be brutal.
Eddie, everybody's on a lot of shit, man. They're saying, you know, the zone's not going to work, blah, blah, blah. But you got cojones. Because you got an event going on tomorrow night. You going face-to-face against the Conor McGregor.
That wasn't ideal. That was never the plan. You know,
but
like,
you in there.
Yeah, but we're in there. What do? You know, you either... You know, we announced this event a long time ago, and probably, what, 6 weeks ago, they announced Conor McGregor or something like that.
Conor,
so,
yeah, exactly.
Like, you either pull the event or you say no. You know, it's a different market. It's UFC. We're going earlier in the night because they're West Coast, so we'll be done before Conor McGregor's even in the ring. So, you know, you're always going to get clashes. And you live in a boxing world now where ESPN, Showtime, Fox, HBO, you know, bits and pieces, where you're going to clash. So you know, it's not ideal, but we will crack on, and it'll be a great show, and you know, looking forward to it.
On that note, how do you see the Conor McGregor and Khabib fight? I know you don't like the UFC.
I don't really know
stuff.
enough about the UFC. I think Khabib's going to win. I just think, and that's actually someone who knows nothing about MMA, but I just feel like McGregor probably at the stage of his career right now where, I don't know, I think Khabib is a little bit like Beterbiev, isn't he? Like, you just look at him and think,
animal.
You're an animal, you know. And I just, there's Conor, with all the money that he's got in the world now, like, if you had to ask who wants it more, you'd have to say Khabib. Like, that's the impression that I get anyway. Don't get me wrong, Conor's a competitor, but, you know.
My money's on Conor for some reason.
Yeah.
I
hope Conor McGregor does it. But,
last one. 1 second, big boy. What's this with Billy Joe Sanders? Is that fight going to happen?
Next Tuesday we find out. So the case goes before the Massachusetts Commission. If they give him a license to fight, the fight takes place. If they don't give him a license, we fight the next available, number 2, Walter Kantawi from Namibia, 19-0, for the world title.
Thank you.
So Andrade will fight for the world title on October 20th, and we'll find out on Tuesday if it's Billy Joe. They'll strip him if they don't license him. Yeah.
Well, on that note, just got my hat.
Oh yeah, good man.
Have a good one, man.
Cheers.
Peace.